World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day to all of our listeners here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This is World News in 5 and I'm your host, Steph Vicente. Qatar says indirect talks between the United States and Iran held in Doha have shown positive progress, with both sides agreeing to continue negotiations. The CNN reports a spokesperson for Qatar's foreign ministry said mediators from Qatar and Pakistan conducted separate meetings with the US and Iranian delegations in the capital. The discussions reportedly focused on issues linked to the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding and built on earlier high-level talks in Switzerland. Officials say the next round of negotiations will be scheduled as soon as possible following upcoming funeral events in Iran. Iranian authorities are preparing ceremonies from July 4 to July 9 for former Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed in an airstrike at the start of the conflict on February 28. The ongoing diplomacy comes as both sides seek to sustain dialogue despite tensions stemming from the US-Israel war with Iran. In other news overseas, at least 35 commercial ships passed through the Strait of Hormuz in the past 24 hours, according to shipping data, as Qatari officials host talks with senior US and Iranian representatives in Doha. Of those vessels, as CNN reported, 20 entered the Persian Gulf, including 11 cargo ships and 9 tankers, while 15 exited the waterway. Traffic levels remain significantly lower than before the conflict, when about 110 ships transited the strait each day on average. The reduced volume reflects ongoing regional tensions tied to the war. Meanwhile, incidents of GPS spoofing, which can disrupt ship navigation by altering location signals, have been reported in recent months. However, that activity has declined noticeably in recent weeks, offering some relief to maritime operators. And finally, a 2-year-old boy rescued after 6 days trapped beneath rubble in Venezuela has been reunited with his aunt, who says she is holding on to hope that his parents will still be found. The BBC reports Clyber Moran was pulled alive from the debris of his home in La Guaira state early on Tuesday by a team of Jordanian rescuers. Venezuelan interim president Delcy Rodriguez called the rescue a source of hope as the death toll from last week's powerful earthquakes continues to climb. The boy's aunt, Andreina Sarmiento, said she will care for him like her own child while waiting for news about her sister. Speaking from a hospital in Caracas, she described the emotional moment she learned she had survived and said she is praying for strength to care for him. Rescue teams, including crews from the United Kingdom, had also worked to reach the child before he was finally brought to safety. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.